This story is teaching you how to not let the op stop you. GOOGii glam. Hey retro babes, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's GOOGii. I am your favorite Afrofuturistic retro babe. And today, you guys, we're going to talk about, once again, one of my favorite movies. I don't know if this is the favorite movie on the planet, but it's one of my favorites. I've watched it multiple times since it came out. I don't know what it is with me and watching movies that came out in 2004. I'm pretty sure that's when this one came out, but we're watching Beauty Shop. I went and did my hair kind of like that late 90s, early 2000s style. I don't know how well I did. Y'all tell me. I did want to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by me. I have my art shop called The Retro Babes. It is on Etsy and I have prints available like this cute one here and this cute one here, and all the prints are around like $13. If you want a cute little 4x6 print in your home, that's how they look on the wall. That's mine right there. I also have stickers available, so check that out. And you guys, I wanted to announce that I finally have a Patreon. I have multiple tiers. I think it starts from $6 and goes all the way to like $60. So you can get prints with certain tiers, you can get stickers with certain tiers, you can get some of my merch from my shop, Pretty Verona Clothing, which I will also link down below through those tiers. And we are going to do a monthly giveaway for a wig that I will style, because I know you guys love my synthetic wig style videos. So I'm so excited. Each tier gives you a chance to win something, and each tier gives you a chance to get something. So I just wanted everyone with any type of budget to have an opportunity, and we can just create an amazing community on there. So if you want to join the Retro Babe gang on Patreon, it will also be linked below, you guys. I love Beauty Shop because I grew up going to the beauty shop, and honestly, this movie is the best representation of beauty shops at that time. I'm not sure if they're still like that, but this is like the local beauty shop I used to go to when I was a teenager, when my mom was just fed up with doing all of our hair. She had 3 daughters with natural hair, and our hair was thick, it was curly, and I don't even blame her. She just took us to the beauty shop every 2 weeks to every month. And honestly, I kind of thank her for it, because she had us looking right in high school. We was looking a little bit of a mess in grade school. And it taught me so much about our culture, from the hustler coming into the beauty shop every single day, the food lady coming into the beauty shop, the drama, the talking, the listening to the radio, the debates, the tea. And I was like a 13-year-old listening to all this, and I just loved it. And I was so enamored by it. The smell of the hot combs and the Marcells and the spritz, seeing the people get dolled up for their prom, seeing people get dolled up for their birthday, or just getting their weekly hairstyle. It was just amazing. I loved every second of it, and all of it was perfectly showcased in this video. I love Queen Latifah. Like, she is just the go to everything. I love her so much. She was in Barbershop too.
Last woman you slept with was battery operated.
No, and she was white too.
To have that be a spin-off of that series was the perfect spin-off. And honestly, I love Beauty Shop more than all of the barbershops combined. So I will encourage you to watch Beauty Shop, okay? The lead character, her name is Gina, and Gina moved to Atlanta to give her daughter a better opportunity for school. Her daughter is a very gifted child. She really used her charm and her wit to get her dream life. She went from being in Chicago, having her whole family there, packing up, leaving everything and moving to a new city and having to start from the bottom up again, just to give her child an opportunity. I think that's the most beautiful thing. We gotta shout out to the mothers. I wish I filmed this around Mother's Day. I really admire that, because you guys know how I packed up everything and moved. Like, I resonate with packing up, moving to a new city, and starting from the bottom. Unfortunately, her husband did pass away, so her mother-in-law took on that role of like helping her out while she gets on her feet living in Atlanta. So she lives with her mother-in-law and her sister-in-law Darnell. Speaking of starting from the bottom, Gina worked for this man called Jorge. He owned a beauty salon. Keyword salon, not a beauty shop. This was a white man owning a very upscale beauty salon in Atlanta. There is an extreme hierarchy when it comes to salons. Like with beauty shops, more than likely if the owner likes you and you have the money to rent a chair, you're working at the beauty shop. But I feel like with a beauty salon, it's like a huge hierarchy. There's bitchiness going around.
I suggest that you get with the program and you give me some proper respect, yeah?
I felt that way when I was in beauty school too. Like I said, this was in 2004, so it might have changed now, but at that time that very much rang true. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Jorge was a hater. He was a hater, bitch. This story is teaching you how to not let the op stop you. Do not let the op stop you, because Jorge tried her a multitude of times. I feel like he knows how talented she is and he tries to disrespect her just to keep her in her place.
Without me, you would be back in Chicago, baby, washing hair in your mama's kitchen. Now you want to talk about my mama?
And that happens a lot when someone is a hater, bitch. They know that you could take their job any day if you wanted to, bring you down so you don't know how high you can be. But the difference between Jorge and Gina is Gina knows who she is, and Gina knows she's talented and she's that bitch, and she's doing them a favor by working there. Because the gag is, she's everyone's favorite hairstylist in that damn salon, and she's the only black one. She's so skilled at her job that she came up with her own like concoction for conditioner. I just love that, because when you truly love your passion, you want to see how you can make the industry better, what you can contribute to it. And me being as an artist, I definitely feel that you kind of become not just an artist but an inventor. So she has her own, as they call it, creamy crack. It's just a conditioner that really helps your hair, and it works for all hair types. And that's why the clients love coming to her, because low-key Jorge's products don't do it, Jorge's stylists don't do it, Jorge doesn't do it, and he's low-key racist. He is a racist man. He tried her a multitude of times and tried to come for her in front of her clients. There was one specific instance where, like I said, in the salon, there's always like this weird hierarchy. So most of the times you start off as a shampoo girl and you work your way up to a chair. But when you have somebody who's on their dictatorship, like Jorge, they'll keep the most talented people at the bottom. Kind of like if you ever worked at a certain place where there was a certain famous fragrance for that place, and they only let the people who were skinny and white in the front and left the black people in the back. I'm not gonna name the store, but if you know the store that was very famous in the 2000s, you know what I'm talking about, and I worked there. Her friend Lynn, who is a shampoo girl, she knows how good Lynn is. Lynn showed her her work, and she's like, there's no reason, Lynn, why you shouldn't have a chair in the shop. You are more than qualified. You have this amazing portfolio. And she's like, if I ever have my own shop, you are always guaranteed a chair, because Jorge is tripping, and he is. So one day when they were in the shop, Jorge, as always, only thinks about Jorge. And Gina was already working with a client. And Jorge just felt like he could leave for whatever reason. I don't know. He wanted to go to lunch. He wanted to be a diva, whatever. Also, Jorge being played by Kevin Bacon was not on my bingo card, but I love that for Kevin Bacon. I love the range. So he made Gina stop her client that she was in the middle working on to work on his, because he had to leave for whatever reason. So Gina took that on her opportunity, took the leadership role, because remember, she's been doing this for years, and saw somebody else's assets and had them step in. You know you're a good leader when you can see someone's assets and have them step in where they would help the company grow. So if she had to get up from her client to help his client because he wanted to go for lunch or whatever, why not let the shampoo girl, who's not doing anything, where there's an open chair, play to her strengths and prove herself? Long story short, when he found out that happened, Gina quit, because she was sick of being disrespected in front of her clients like she ain't the thing making this whole train running.
Everybody knows I'm the shit all up and through Jorge's.
She's the real conductor. Everybody knows that she makes this whole salon pop. And what I love about the fact that she quit was her and her daughter have such a special relationship, and it's something I admire and something I want to have when I eventually have kids. She was very open and honest with her daughter about what was going on, but also kept a level of not innocence, but realized that she was talking to a kid. So she told her daughter honestly that she did leave her job. Her daughter's first question is, do I have to quit school? What are we gonna do for money? We're broke now because you got fired. And she's like, first of all, I didn't get fired. I quit. Let me make myself clear. Y'all need to believe in me. Okay, if I wanted to work in a salon any other day, I would. She took that as a time as it's time I own something. And I resonate with that so hard. When I was at my last job, that job was amazing. It was one of the best jobs I ever worked at, but I was still unhappy there. And when I realized that, it's like, it's time I start to work for myself. It's time that I move on to something else. If this was actually for me or resonating with me, I would be fine here. I would be happy here. I wouldn't want more. I think being an artist and a creative in any avenue, like a hairstylist, a fashionista, a seamstress, whatever way it is such an asset, especially if you want to be a business owner. Because like I said in my last video, if you guys didn't watch it, on how to get celebrity recognition, flattery gets you everywhere, especially when it's genuine. Especially when you're an artist in the service industry, you have a natural knack of seeing problems and finding solutions for them, even when no one else catches the problem. So for her, she wanted to get a business loan for her shop. She had to go to the bank to get the loan, and you have to have a certain amount of credit and assets so the bank knows that if anything happens, if you're not able to pay back the loan, that they can trust you basically. And you guys, she just moved to this place. She's got bills. Her daughter's in a gifted school, so she has to pay for private school. She scrounged up whatever she could. Even though she had a good business plan, the money has to be there. And I think that's why it's hard for people to want to step out on their own, and myself included. There's so many great people with great ideas that just don't have the means to fund or crowdfund for them, which is why I have my Etsy shop I've been pushing and my Pretty Brown clothing shop that I've been pushing as a way to crowdfund, so you guys can help me so I can make more art for you guys. I can spread my art with the world. Basically, she was immediately denied for the loan, unfortunately. Like I said, you pick up on cues when you're in a service industry, especially as a hairstylist. You can tell when something going on the low, and she could tell that the lady who was working with her on her loan saw another coworker in there who wouldn't give her the time of day, but she clearly liked that man. So Gina, as a stylist, took it upon herself to go in the bathroom when the lady went in the bathroom, and of course she was a little intimidated because, you know, of course, a big black woman. Anyway, she came in there and she gave her an impromptu makeover. She used what she had to get what she needed. And that's what I'm telling y'all, flattery gets you everywhere. When I was growing my account on social media, especially on Instagram and TikTok, even though I don't have that Instagram anymore, there were people that I really admired, not just celebrities, but just influencers that I really loved and admired. And how I got these influencers to follow me, I drew them. I drew them in one of their most recent pictures that I thought they looked amazing in. Sometimes people don't see their beauty until you show it back to them. And I feel like that's what happens with makeup artists and hairstylists. It's like the hair was already there. The canvas for the face was already there. They just didn't know how to actually see themselves in this beautiful light. So you're seeing their beauty and you show them what you see through your eyes. I remember I drew my friend and she didn't realize how curvy she was until I drew her. I'm like, this is what I see. I see you got a nice, round, juicy peach. Let me draw that. You know what I mean? So I feel like flattery gets you everywhere. And because of that, she was approved for a $30,000 loan. This is not what she wanted, but she still got the money, and that was the goal. Like I do with all of these videos, I want to tell you guys that I'm not going to go through a rundown of every single thing. I really encourage you guys to watch these movies because I think they're amazing and they're woman-led. So I'm gonna skip over some things here and there, but basically when she first got to her new salon, she had to fire some people, and then she did hire Lynn.
Lynn!
The shampoo girl that she said always has a chair. So when she did fire some people, look at Lavender right there. Some of their old clients came back in, and when they saw that the regular people working there were gone, they were about to leave. And something about Atlanta is that this girl said on TikTok, you're so desensitized to the amount of celebrities in Atlanta because they're everywhere. So basically the clients that were gonna leave the shop were wives of basketball players, played by Lisa Ray and Kimora Lee Simmons, by the way, giving OG Y2K. I'm telling you, if you want Y2K inspiration, watch that movie. In order to get them to stay, she offered to do their hair for free because she knows her skill set. All she needs to do is get them in the chair, and she can convince them that they should still come to that shop and work with her and give them her business.
That's all you?
This is my hair, blown out.
You have to be that audacious. You have to know you're that great, that you can give something away for free, knowing that they'll still come back the next day. And I think that's what's a great part about YouTube and people starting businesses, is because they can give their free content. Like in my last video about like how to get celebrity recognition, that's free content that's very valuable, because I know you're going to come back and watch another video. I know you're going to come back and buy a print. I know you're going to come back and want to work with me eventually if I do offer coaching. Not only did she get new clients, she got the clients from Jorge's shop to come to see her, because like I said, she was really running the damn thing in there. She had her own special conditioner, her creamy crack, and they know that Jorge's is a mess. Jorge's is nothing without her. By the way, he said that she would fall on her ass without him.
Well, I got a little cushion. You want to kiss it? I didn't think so.
When in reality, he needed her, and he knew that. And sometimes people say outlandish stuff just to get you to stay where you're at. This didn't last long without Jorge finding out that Gina was stealing his clients. But is it really stealing when they willingly go? So like I told y'all, Jorge is an okay, a hater bitch, right? He calls her, tries to rile her up like, I see my clients went to you. Yeah, they did, because I'm better than you. And I told you I was better than you, and you tried to play in my face. I'm looking at my notes, and there's so many things I can talk about with this video, but I don't have a lot of time. You guys, please watch this movie. I can't stress it enough. Like, there's so many cute moments. It's just such a reference to Black culture. I think one theme that is interesting in this movie, especially being a Black written film, is seeing the roles be reversed. Because I feel like white people always talk about the roles being reversed when they already have been reversed, but this movie showed it in a good way of how Gina, when she first came to Atlanta, she had to fit into the salon when she was the only Black person there. Now Lynn, the only white person in the ghetto, in a beauty shop, not a beauty salon, has to fit in.
I mean, you ain't trying to brighten up the place. You's trying to whiten up the place.
For real.
Nothing is working. Nothing she's saying is working. Nothing she's doing is working. So there's this iconic moment when Gina's stepsister Darnell starts working there to pay Gina back because she bailed her out of jail. Like I said, watch the movie so you can see the whole storyline. But Darnell was telling her, she's like, they don't want to talk to you because you're not even trying to understand them. You're not even trying to fit in. What are you doing to help fit in besides like interject yourself in conversations here and there? You know nothing about Black culture, and it's like you came in here and took up our space. This is where the whole conversation of cultural appropriation versus cultural appreciation is. I would say because Darnell put her in this, you know, look that it was cultural appreciation. But some people would see it as cultural appropriation. She basically did a look similar to this one. This is what it was inspired by today. And she looked damn good, if I do say so myself. Even though she was put in this getup, she didn't start talking with a Black accent or anything. That this girl was already country to begin with. Like, she's not going to get rid of that country accent. She's not trying to be Black. She's just trying to be in a comfortable workspace. Like I told y'all, Jorge is an op, and Jorge has basically had this inspector come in and try to get Gina out every single time, and you just cannot let the op stop you. And that is also the importance of community. I think Gina getting a salon in the hood where she knows where she's at, she knows her people, she knows people got her back, was the smartest thing she could ever did, because she only got a $30,000 loan, so she can only afford like a fixer-upper salon, and she didn't have the money to fix the fixer-upper. And conveniently, the inspector would always come when there was a problem. And the way that the clients and hairstylists in the shop rallied up to fix everything before the inspector came in was amazing. Now, she did still get write-ups, and it was one of those 3 strikes, you're shut down type of thing. So after the first strike, you have to pay a fee. After a second strike, you have to pay double the first fee. And the third strike, you get fully shut down. And at this point, she was at her second strike. For beauty shops, a hustler would come in like every single day and sell like marked off things. Like, you know how you see like the people selling waters and Gatorades on the street and stuff like that. It was like that, but they would come into the salon. They would sell like towels and combs and whatever else that the stylists need. And they would also sell snacks. They would also sell bootleg CDs, showing my age. So there was this little boy called Willie,
AKA Will Boogie from Decatur, Georgia.
and he was played by Lil JJ, and he would come in and basically sell like candy. He would film like CDs and try to film like music videos because he was trying to be like a star. Also, working in that beauty shop and Gina working there taught that little boy some self-respect because he had no respect for women.
Don't bring your little behind back here till you learn how to speak to a lady.
She loves me.
But anyway, he caught Jorge consorting with the damn inspector. He caught them on camera being the world's dumbest criminals. After the first time and the second time that inspector came, Gina pretty much found a way to like temporarily fix her issues. So Jorge really had no leg to stand on to get her shut down. I feel like when people try everything to diminish you or make you small and you still rise to the top, that's when they get desperate and they really try to hurt you in any way you can. There was one night that Gina got woken up in the middle of the night by the police at her door, and she found out that someone came in and vandalized her entire place, broke everything, spray painted everything, ruined everything that she had built. And remember, you guys, even though she is talented and successful, she still does not have the money to repair everything. She put all her money into just buying the shop and keeping it barely afloat. And at this point, she felt very defeated. Like, what else can she do? She's tried to stay optimistic this whole time. Speaking of ops, you're not just gonna have one hater when you pop in. You're gonna have multiple haters that you didn't even know you had. So Gina hired this braider to work into her salon. He is some fine ass. He is a fine man. I forgot what 90s group he's from, but yeah, he's from this 90s group. So Lynn, the white girl, the stylist, she had a thing for him. They had a thing going on because everybody else thought he was gay. That's another story for another day.
Swish, swish.
Honestly, after a while, like, they established like, that's my man, that's my girl. We go together real bad, shawty, we go together. And one of Gina's former clients from Jorge's has started coming to her shop, and she loves Gina's creamy crack so much that she wanted to help her get it into stores. And I think she had a deal that she could have broke with L'Oreal. I want to say it was either L'Oreal or CoverGirl, and I think it was CoverGirl because Queen Latifah actually was working for CoverGirl then and was the face for it. So that was a shameless plug to her business. I'm telling you, I love Queen Latifah. I always think it's great how you never know what opportunities can come towards you. So I thought it was amazing that that happened for her, and she wasn't even planning on that. She just made the creamy crack just to help her clients feel good about their hair. But when the girl came back, I forgot her name. She's irrelevant. When she came back to help her package the stuff and send it over so they can see it and sign the deal and all that, she was flirting with Lynn's man, the braider, the fine ass braider.
Firm.
And Lynn was like, girl, I'm gonna tell you right now, get your hands off my man. Don't touch my man. Do not grab him. Do not touch him. 50 feet, right? And at this time, Lynn had made a better relationship with all of the girls in the salon. So they had her back.
White girl gone crazy.
They were like, girl, you better back up. You heard her. Don't touch him. Don't touch him. And so when it started to get riled up, instead of that girl fighting with Lynn, she picked a fight with another one of the stylists that was black, of course. And then when things got riled up, Gina broke it up. And that girl was like, did you see what this girl did to me, trying to cry her white woman tears? And Gina was like, I heard all of y'all. All of y'all were in the wrong. All of y'all need to stop. Remember, this client, even though she is a client, was a friend of Gina's for a while. She's been doing her hair for forever. And that girl was in the wrong, coming in there trying to start some stuff. Like, at the end of the day, Gina has more loyalty to Lynn than she does that girl. And because her little feelings were hurt, because her white tears didn't work in a beauty shop, she sat there and pulled that entire deal from under Gina. And I think that was so wrong. Just because you're jealous, Lynn got the fine ass man and you didn't. Lynn is so pretty. I don't understand why they tried to act like she was the ugly one, but whatever. Because you thought Lynn was beneath you and you thought all these black women in there were beneath you, you really thought you had a leg up in every situation and you didn't. And now you're mad and now you want to take some business away from Gina. Girl, go back to Jorge's and get your hair messed up again. So between getting the deal ripped from under her and between getting her whole shop vandalized, she just felt extremely defeated. At this time, there were other things going on. Like I said, watch the movie. I'm gonna keep telling you. She still has to live her life. She still has to raise her daughter. She still has to be there for her daughter. At the time, she did start dating again. So it was just like so many things toppled onto each other. When you're faced with so much opposition, you really sit there and think, is it worth it? Is it all gonna work? Should I even have done this? Should I ever even have left Jorge's? But then you take a second and realize I can't go backwards. So the only way to go through is to move forward. What Angelina Jolie said, when you're going through something, the best way to go through it is just to go right through it. And because so many people believed in her, and that's another thing, when you believe in yourself, there will be people who also believe in you. And I think she finally found the family that she was looking for, that she had lost in Chicago. The next day when she came into the shop, everything was repaired, and it was such a beautiful moment because the original shop was very funky and 70s and very like pro-black, right? And she was trying to make it more upscale to give it the energy of Jorge's. But when the shop was vandalized and they had to repair it, it's like both of the styles like meshed together. It had a little black touch on it, is basically what I'm saying, because the stylist helped repair it. And even though she was very grateful that her salon was repaired, she was like, I don't know if we can do this because we need money, we need help, we need everything. And her stylist assured her, like, you're not alone. We're in this with you. We can do this. We can't give up now. We just made everything look so beautiful. We're all in this together. We all invest into this. And that's why I always say community is so important. You can't do anything 100% alone. You can only get so far. And that was at the point that she realized she has family, she has community, and she has the support she needs to really get what she needs done. In the beginning, Gina had high hopes for this salon when she first fixed it up. The things she sold the stylist for before the ones got fired and quit whatever they did because they weren't worthy of it, she said you never know who could come into a salon, so first impressions were the best. She was trying to change the way that the salon was operating before because it was very relaxed. There was no structure, there was no order, hence why the salon was being sold. It probably failed for those reasons. And she was trying to get people to want to be better for themselves, which makes her such a good leader. She's like, we need to look like we're one. We need to support each other as one because you never know. Oprah may walk up in here, and of course they laughed at her. So right when she was just feeling the love and support again from everybody in the shop, in comes this lady rushing in asking if they can help her with her hair. Y'all, her hair was toe up.
Let me see what we working with under this hat.
Damn! I'm having some Don King issues, damn it.
It was, her hair was something. I don't know what she did the night before. She had a wedding to go to in a couple hours and she was just like, please, please, do you take walk-ins? I need your help. I need your help. And they were like, of course, we can help you. She had her creamy crack. That conditioner got it right out. And in the end, she looked amazing, right? This is so great to me because not only did the ops not stop her, but you never know who you're helping. You have to give people the same level of service no matter who they are. And I think that's what makes Gina win. Not only is she authentic, but she's genuinely a good person who values everyone. She doesn't see anyone as above or below her. She saw Lynn's value when Lynn was just a shampoo girl. She saw the braider's value when he just got out of prison. That's the good part of a leader, is seeing people's value where they might not see it. Cut to a few days later when the shop is up and running perfectly again. Everybody's doing amazing. They turn on the radio. It's like a staple in a beauty shop to listen to the radio show and then just like debate about what's going on. You also saw that in barbershop. One thing about Black people is we go off of like word of mouth. And that's why I always bring up Keith Lee. Keith Lee got his fame because of word of mouth. Everyone's gonna believe him because he's honest, he's promoting small businesses, and he uses his platform as a form of word of mouth. Word of mouth is so valued in the Black community because I feel like we've been so gaslit. We only trust when one of us says that something's good, right? So while they were listening to the radio, Helen of Hotlanta Radio was talking about how she went to Gina's beauty salon and they helped her when she was really in a bind and they made her look so good. Imagine getting a local shout out for your business in the city that you work in. I don't think you guys realize how impactful that is, especially at that time. There was internet, but not that many people were really on internet. There was absolutely no social media. All you had was word of mouth. So for someone to speak on Gina's salon in an amazing way, that is one of the hottest radio station hosts in their city, was amazing for them. And Gina predicted this when she said in the beginning, Oprah might walk up in here. Honestly, that's their Oprah. She always knew the value of her space, and the value of her stylist. And I just think that was just the greatest ending. I believe when you're gifted, when you have a calling, when you have a knowing that something's gonna happen for you, no one can stop you unless you say they can. Every time that something happened to her, she said that she was gonna keep going. Even when she almost gave up and her friends rallied around her, she could have still gave up, even though they told her, hey, we got you. But once she heard that support, she kept going. And that's why I love that. Like, y'all, we just gotta keep going. Like, you're almost there. You have more support than you even think. She didn't even know they were gonna support her in this way. You have so much love and support around you. Even if it's not physically, it can be spiritually. And if you're wondering about Jorge, she definitely got that revenge. I don't want to spoil it for you, so you're just gonna have to watch the movie to see it. I love you guys so much. I really hope you enjoyed this movie analysis. Comment below what my next one should be. And if you have any stories about how you never let the odds stop you, comment that below too, because we need more motivation around here. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.
I holla.